Greetings, fellow Wacksters, and welcome back to another episode of Tyranny. So, we've just broken down the wall, and let's get back into battle and action. See something that can be looted over here. There we go. I will not miss loot as much as possible. Fear nothing, for the Legion has your back. And we back up the Legion. Wonderful. Let's continue. Oh, the chorus is here. Why didn't they do that all along? That was quite effective. They've breached the gate. The chorus has breached the gate. Fall back. Do we have to fight the chorus now? I hope not. Stand aside. Ascension Hall is ours, alone for the taking. The fifth eye swings his spear in broad arcs as he roars in his crackling tenor. Withdraw at once before you feel the weight of 1,000 coarse blades and bludgeons. No sooner would a family of maggots beat a pack of wolves. The disfavored commander beckons the scarlet chorus forward. Come, I'll take you 5 at a time, just to make things fair. Deal with them, I'll take Ascension Hall. So about the edict. The commander looks back at you and gestures north. We'll stall them. You make a break for the inner sanctum. Ha! Okay, so we didn't get the opportunity to loot out there. We'll have to remember that later. They're here. They've breached the perimeter. They're in the keep. Whistling a shrill warning signal, the Oathbreaker falls back deeper into the keep. It's indubitably full of traps and ambushes. Let's see. Ooh, something here.
Time to lighten my step.
Alright. Outrunner, Honor Guard, Archer, Sun Soldier, Sage.
I will aid you.
Look at that!
Flow!
I got it.
What else can we do here?
Will do. I'll take care of it.
Are you afraid
This should
of
do the
death?
trick.
Resurrect.
Consider it done.
That instead.
Right.
This weapon is entirely worthless.
I'm not dead yet. Damn. Thing couldn't pierce cloth.
Die.
Okay, those balls are quite powerful.
Count on
Feel
it.
famed.
Right.
We'll have to rest after this one, that's for sure. There we go.
Will do.
Yeah, more to loot out here. Let's level up verse. Thinking more finesse. There we go. And also Blade Dancer increases weapon damage while dual wielding. Lethal opening. Verse will counter attack enemies that miss her in melee combat. Verse will counter attack miss. Huh. That's a nice passive. Gravedigger. Sweep at the target's feet, knocking them prone, then following downwards with strike from each weapon. Verse swaps position with an enemy and then stabs them with each of her weapons. Let's do the lethal opening. It's a nice passive to have, and I like passives in these games in general.
Consider it done.
Because they basically work no matter what, even though we're out of slots for new abilities and so on.
I'll be your shadow.
Let's sneak just in case there's any traps. Oh, he has 3 wounds. He'll have to stay back. Let's ensure that he is far back.
I'll do it for the North.
Count.
Ooh, secret up there.
Do you have eyes on this?
But I can do that. Consider it done.
Right. Right.
We're rid of that.
Rabble. Starting to burn. Fatiguing.
I'm an exhausted mess. Can we pause for a few hours of medicated
Well, no, not yet.
bliss?
Sorry,
Time to lighten my step.
not yet. Depends what we have in here. Raquel. Huh. I don't know why that name seems to me like we'd heard it before.
Graven Ash protects.
Will do.
Send them at me in waves!
Wait my signal.
Consider it. I'll take care of it.
Take me if you can.
On it.
No dice.
Get the scroll. Sigil of Force. Scroll
Good thing I keep a torsion wrench handy.
and a mash berry. Okay, I believe it would be a good time to rest now. And let's have a look at what we might be able to build. Sigil of Force. We have nothing to mix it with. Smaller half spectral blur. Okay, well, nothing to do about that. Flurry, minus 2 accuracy for 3 seconds. Ah. That's nice. May the edict claim your worthless lives. Tarkus our Vendrien guard. I'm just curious what all these options are and why they're flashing. So we failed this one. Never found it. Well, only quest we failed until yet. That's okay.
Right. Shh.
What did we miss over here? Oh.
Shh.
As you approach company of Vendrien guard, you see Varaya among the honor guard and sun soldiers. She flashes you a look with a slight nod. Point at Varaya. You have a debt to repay. Offer a subtle nod to Varaya in return. Ah, it was the traitor. Offer a subtle nod to Varaya in return. Varaya's eyes lock on a nearby soldier as she draws her weapon to the shock of everyone around her. Wonderful, so we had a hidden ally. And she's dead. That was quick.
Take. Me if you can.
You got it.
A new dent.
If I can't move, I can't dance.
As you command. Is that ink?
What more can we do? Huh, like that.
No, wait. It's blood. Take that! That guy.
Yeah.
Feel.
Graven Ash protects.
Right.
That one rattled me hard.
Take that!
And we did it. Whew. Raquel fell, but still, it was worth putting her in there, definitely. What's this? Ah, topaz. We might want to rest again before we continue onwards. Yeah, let's do that. And there we go. Armor can never reduce damage below 1. Okay, that's what we just saw on Barrett.
They won't see me coming.
Okay, so this is the final battle in here, I suppose. Ooh, I do not like these odds. Tarkus Ari, Peacebinder. You are the face of the enemy vanguard? Kairos works in mysterious ways indeed. I hope you aren't here to hammer out another truth. We're all out of talk, but we still have a little fight left for you. Before you stand stands Captain Tarkus Ari, de facto leader of the dwindling Vendrien Guard, short, sunburned, and agitated even when standing still. Her body is a compact sculpture of muscle and bone, and her face is short on symmetry thanks to the scars and dents of dust and brushes with death. Defenses of the Apex campaign. Okay. Though your lives will certainly end here in Ascension Hall, she chortles, pointing upward to the ceiling, its stone arches somehow supporting the massive weight of the spire overhead. Consider yourself fortunate some of the finest rulers of Apex met death by duel in this hallowed hall. Truly, there is no finer place to settle an intractable feud. Sisters, brothers, Ari looks back to her cadre of soldiers with a solemn nod. It has been a privilege to lead and an honor to share in your final days. Taking a deep breath, she turns to you, waiting silently. What did you hope to gain from your rebellion? Seems your uprising amounted to nothing but dead kinsmen. Any last words? Brandish your weapon menacingly. You had so many chances to surrender. I have orders to make this excruciatingly and slow. Bluff. I'm but the first of your problems. The chores and the disfavored are right behind me, and the one thing they have in common is a hatred of you. Let's ask her some questions before we take any rash decisions. What did you hope to gain from your rebellion? Nothing. That we haven't already gained. Our pride, our dignity. These things you can never take from us. She smiles, her eyes distant for a moment. The Vendrien Guard could never stand against all of Kyrus' forces. But we can teach others to resist, and maybe you'll run out of soldiers before we run out of stubbornness. But I doubt it. You ought to use Kyrus' currency, speak the language. Military control is a formality. You would consign your whole realm to death because of your pride? And you would kill us for not bowing to your banner? I will not let some servile bully lecture me on the subject of pride. Sounds like you could stand to learn something about humility. It's a good thing you won't surrender. If you were a conscript, I would whip you to death. Seems your uprising amounts to nothing but dead kinsmen. And what did taking Vendrien's well cost you? How many disfavored corpses rust in the valley? How many choirmen fell to our blades? How goes the endless battle of the Blade Grave while you deal with us here? The Blade Grave is new given to what remains of the stalwart. Okay. Ari laughs, wincing as she clutches her side. And tell me, are the Archons unified in victory? Did the armies bond in camaraderie over our deaths? Our stand here is the first of your problems. You've traded your kinsmen to slow inevitable, nothing more. How did you know the Archons were feuding? We demonstrated that the armies of Kyros could be shamed by stubborn peasants. The Overlord's empire is vast, his armies numerous, his magic unstoppable. Yet he cannot destroy a fighting spirit, hardly the show of force I'd expect from a truly fearsome Overlord. I hope that argument keeps you warm in the emptiness of the void, guardsman. Let's bluff. Fine. Just more gristle to chew upon. However, many friends you brought will be happy to slay them all. The captain nods at her own words, but looks to her soldiers and sees unsettled faces looking back. Steady yourselves. This is our moment of glory. Her rallying shout echoes through the chamber, but does little to bolster the shaking morale of her crew. Any last words? Yes. A broad smile comes over Ares' face. Tell the voices of Nerat we are most thankful for his aid. We would not have made it this far without his support. Interesting. Wow. Are we going to win this? We've been fighting Ebb? Okay, I'm not sure we'll win this.
I'm on
shield
it.
wall unto myself.
Okay, let's target down.
No dice.
Take me if you can.
As you command.
Ready for another?
This is bad.
Right.
Fine. Just fine. I don't need that.
They won't even get close.
Rim described.
Okay, we got the leader. Well, for one of ours. Not really a good trade.
You got it.
Okay, we got one more.
Dark all of a sudden.
Take me if you can. I will aid you. I'd have it no other way.
Will do. Right. Right.
I will aid you. back here!
Take that!
Ooh, nice follow-up.
Get back here!
Will do. On it.
They actually made it.
I'm an exhausted mess. Can we pause for a few hours of medicated bliss?
What a showdown. Targisari, you worthless gnats. We may die, but others will follow our example. Mark my words, the captain coughs of blood. You've bested their leadership, most impressive. Remind me never to underestimate the skills of a fate binder. I'm honored to have a hand in the glory. I'm sure your Archon will be pleased that I managed to do this job for you. Betrayal lines. Now you arrive. I shed the blood to take Ascension Hall. This place, the spire, the valley, it's mine. All of you, be gone. Ooh, I can actually betray them? I see no need for that. Gain average favor. And your help was pivotal. Graven Ash will soon be hearing an earful about your skill and courage. The clatter and madness of combat has finally ceased. Ascension Hall is, for a moment, tranquil. May pox take your children. Ari slumped to a crouch, her body trembling from injury and fatigue. With those words of defeat, the burning hum you've heard in your head for days on end tapers off into nothing. Your mind returns to a state of quiet you have not felt since before you proclaimed the edict upon Vendrien's well. I lay claim to Ascension Hall. Let us be free of this edict. And with that, Curious' edict of execution should be no more. I lay claim. You feel a tug in your chest as a warm energy begins to form around you. Before you know it, you feel as if you are lighter than air. Interesting. Where we got teleported to? Oh wow! So here's the greater story. You blink away the last of the luminescent trails in your fields of vision. The masonry of Ascension Hall is replaced with wide open space in every direction, save for the slab of ancient stone beneath your feet. Huge, high winds shove you, pushing you off balance. The air is cool and thin, unsatisfying to your lung. Landry, is this? Landry looks out to the horizon, wide-eyed with excitement. Yes. This must be the mountain spire. Then, when was the last time? Landry's eyes look down over the ledge, dumbstruck by the vertical plunge. Landry backs away from the edge. I may need to retch. This is certainly a change. The wind shuffles the feathers in her hair, and Verse quickly smooths them down. A damn cold change. She peers over the edge. Think I could land on my feet if I jump? Not that it would matter for long. Kyros, be merciful. What now? Barrack spins around on his feet, looking about, trying to take in as much as he can through the narrow visor of his helmet. Every way you look, Mountains rise up along a distant horizon. The rivers and forests below brings to mind maps of Vendrien's well, and you quickly trace the Matani, the Tyranny, and all the numerous waterways of the region. Higher than you imagined it, this is indeed the pinnacle of the spire at Vendrien's well. How did we get all the way up here? Ari strains to stand up, clutching her side. Another question. How in the name of Graven Ash do we get down? The Iron Marshal walks to the edge, trembling a half-pace back as she peers downward. The warriors below must be sensing that the edict has ended. We should be down there, by their side. Much as I would relish the opportunity to fight alongside the disfavored right now, I cannot begin to imagine the chaos unfolding beneath our feet. Beric clenches his fists with a squeal of metal and turns away. Send word to Graven Ash that we are successful. I hereby claim this place. This is now an extension of Tunan's court, and all the combatants must leave. Enough bloodshed for one day. I demand all blaze sheaths. Send word to Graven Ash that we are enough bloodshed for one day. I demand all blaze sheath. That much sounds sensible, at least. If we're to understand what just happened, we need to drop anchor on this battle and regroup. But what of the chorus? We can't just... The Iron Marshal holds up her hand, lowering her head. You are right. We should regroup. Save what warriors we can. The chorus is better handled when we are at full strength. Send word to Graven Ash that we're successful. That was a worthy battle. Not since Stalwart have I seen such courage, such determination. Oh, but the siege needed you spans ago. Agreed. And I would be honored to deliver your auspicious message in person, but, she points down over the ledge, I think the blast of magic from the spire and the edict's end should have been clear to everyone, but Graven Ash will want to know you are safe. Go through that portal and report to Graven Ash, then return to me with any news. We hand her a note. This parchment will survive the impact. No telling how stable it is, but look closely and you'll see the images of Ascension Hall in the haze. Well, if you have a trained eyes, that is. Of course, even if it's not stable, the alternative is jumping. So, what do we have to lose? Oh, how did I not notice that? The portal's shimmering contours glimmer the moment you call out its presence. Assuming this takes me back to Ascension Hall, I'll carve a path to Ash and let him know the score. With resounding clatter, Irenias beats her breastplate in salute. Glory to Kyros. Send the Archon of War my regards. Gain mine a favor, gain mine a favor. Salute Dire Marshal, gain average favor. Glory to Kyros. Tell Graven Ash I'll be watching him. There we go. Thank you for being the edge of our blade. We've been short-handed even since we took the Gates of Judgment, and those Oathbreakers fight well above their station. Without you in my vanguard, this would have been a bloodier day, and there's no telling if we would have seized the Ascension Hall in time. Vendrien's well is yours. Hold it for the glory of Tunan. It would be wise for us to place court. Held lands between us and the enemy. That way the chorus cannot fortify around us without giving offense to the Archon of Justice. Nerat's treachery means war. I trust we will be able to rely on your continued support in the coming trials. Ep, no doubt I'm the very definition of an enemy of the Overlord. I didn't just resist, I led others into resistance, so I know what's about to happen. But I know when I've met my match, and like most folk, I'll do whatever it takes to live. If you will show me mercy, I will pledge my life to you, good Fatebinder. The Tidecaster bows on one knee, lowering her gaze. I know I'm an Oathbreaker, so my word isn't what it used to be, but I promise, if you spare me, I will serve you well. Serve you well and all can be forgiven. Why would I possibly trust you? My mercy has a price. If I let you live, I'll regret it, won't I? No, let's take it with us. If you will have my fealty, it is yours. I, Ebb of the Tidecasters, do hereby pledge my life and loyalty to Anthelas. She dips in a formal bow. I will serve and obey so long as you have need or want of my skill. Huh. take her instead of Verse? Well, Verse has been there since the beginning. I'm not... I want another caster. Lantry's weak. Let's go like this. I do like a healer in the group.
Goodbye to you too.
No, let's just go in on the damage. Vendrien's well has fallen. For the second time since the conquest began, Kairos' armies take the Citadel from its defenders. With your help, the Vendrien Guard Rebellion has been crushed. You claimed Ascension Hall with your disfavored allies, satisfying the terms of Kyros' baleful edict. You and the forces of Kyros are free from the Overlord's death sentence. With the threat of execution no longer looming overhead, the Overlord's armies turned their attention away from the Citadel and toward each other. The tension that flared over the long siege reached an explosive crescendo as the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus armies clashed iron and bronze in a hasty, disorganized battle. As his forces were cut down, the voices of Nerat and his officers escaped to the Stone Sea, leaving the conscript army to carry on their battle against the disfavored. In the aftermath, the disfavored broke camp and withdrew to their fortress in the Bladegrave, there to regroup and prepare for the extended campaign against the Scarlet Chorus. Having taken Vendrier's well for yourself, Archon Graven Ash recognized your lawful claim to rule and occupy the spire. As days passed, the wounded and injured were nursed to health. You explored your strange bastion and planned your next steps with careful deliberation. As word spreads that the Scarlet Chorus and Disfavored turned on each other, factions once resolved to bend the knee are inspired instead to continue fighting. The Archon's feud has heralded the collapse of Kyros' offensive. Tunon, the Archon of Justice, observes the chaos and discord spreading across the land. The Archon summons his Fatebinder to return to court at the Bastard City and report on his actions in Vendrien's well. So we must report back. However, we must end this episode here because we have gone over past time. I hope you guys are enjoying. It seems like this is the first of several chapters in this epic tale of the game of Tyranny. See you guys in the next one. Wack out.